What's up, guys? New day, new video, and today's going to be kind of a little bit of a wrap up on the immediate design on the stands. I got a couple of thoughts of what I'm going to do here in the front, but we got one more of the stands to build, which we're going to knock that out today. We're probably going to work on that door that we have going on. Still haven't heard from the code enforcer, but I got the hinges, which that's going to be swing doors back there. That's not going to be open to the public back there. That's going to be kind of like a educational room down the road. Also, a place for the kids and even for me, get a quite quick bite to eat. It'll be like a hot plate back here and fridge and that kind of stuff. So this will be the main room for almost all the business, unless things just go crazy and I got to knock down that wall and I need that space. But for now, starting out, we're just going to use this front section for the sales floor. But today, what I got to do, I got to finish out the stand, the third or the fourth and final stand. I'd like to take a look into what we're going to do for the racking system as far as the lights are concerned. One thing that I haven't really talked about yet, so all those 2x6s over there are going to be basically built into the ends of these stands and then go across the top. I talked about it yesterday. They're going to be about 8 feet tall. Well, what I did is I had my outlets that were above the ceiling tiles put in as ground fault indicators. At some point I am going to have to replace these tiles, but I've left them open for the time being, just so I can get in there and do some electrical. But what I'm going to have is basically a extension cord that plugs in like right here, and then it'll come down to this first crossbar that'll be right about here. It's hard to see with the way I'm doing camera in hand, but all right. So what will happen is there's that outlet right there. There'll be the racking for the lights built into the stands, and then I'll be plugged in. It'll come down, go into the crossbar, kind of be organized, and then I'll have a power cord that runs down into here, and then underneath the tank for the sump and all the components for the bottom of the tank. So that's why I went with ceiling tiles. I didn't really want to go the route of like cutting up the concrete, channeling stuff in, and then having a plug built in. We'll see how the code enforcer feels about that. Having, there was outlets above the tiles to begin with, but making it, very obvious that I'm running a plug through the tile, and then, the crossbar. But I guess the worst case scenario is I'll have to get an electrician in here and then have them do some channeling. Not channeling, but running some conduit, and then bring the plugs down. But hopefully that stuff all works out. But today we're going to work on that fourth tank, get that done, start tinkering around with the lighting racks. I need to find the aluminum rails that I want to run from one end of the tank to the other on that rack. But if you guys know of an aluminum rail that's about 8 feet in length, black coated, that would work with most, LEDs, whether it be, AIs or Ecotech, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm looking for a black rail that's about 8 feet long. If I can get one that I can hook up some type of LED to and then have it suspended over the tank, that's definitely the direction that I want to go in. So if you guys are familiar with the product, you guys have already helped me out with a couple things, so if you know something that's going to help me with that, help me out and leave a comment down below. Like an alien movie. Paulie and I got after it today. Paulie did most of the work. I had some calls, some accounts that I had to set up today. I did get a vendor for saltwater fish, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm waiting on a couple others to hear back from. But Paulie and the little bit of help that I did made some awesome progress with the tanks. You can kind of see right there, the Frag tank specifically. So we did have one tank that we needed to knock out this morning. It's tank stand, got that knocked out, and then we worked on the racking for the lights. Now what you see here is kind of a combination of a couple different things. The tank stands are a play from Ocean State Aquatic Aquaculture. If you guys want to check out their tanks, they did a very similar design in their stands. And then the light racks are stolen from the Worldwide Corals aquaculture facility. So a little bit of, you know, stealing shamelessly, different designs. And I wanted a design where I could put a, you know, a top to it, a canopy to it, so to speak, have the lights hanging down through over the tank. But with the cost of wood being that it is, a sheet of plywood right now is like anywhere from $50 to $75, which is insane. One thing that we did do outside of, you know, building that one tank and then the racking for all two systems is we went through, actually it was Paulie's idea. I was kind of going through the, you know, how do we connect these in a way that I'm still able to take them apart down the road, because we did nail the frames together, which saved me a lot of time. If I would have done, you know, what I typically do anytime that I build a stand for an aquarium, I'd have drilled them out and it would have took me forever. So that's really where a lot of the time saving in the way that we built these came into play. But one thing that I wanted to do was not only be able to remove the light racking system, so we drilled those in or screwed them in. We also lag bolt the two stands together, so we did it in 3 different points. We did it up towards the tanks and then 2 towards the bottom, and we did that on each side on all 4 tanks. And that is just so that it adds a little bit more rigidness to the overall system, the overall design of the tank stands as well as the rack. And it also is going to make it so that I can take them apart, and if I decide that, you know, this layout doesn't work for me, then we can make adjustments. But I definitely think that, you know, I like the way that this layout is going to be. This is actually where these tanks are going to be placed. You know, we talked about in yesterday's video that we're going to leave room for a display tank, so we're going to have a 6-foot display tank there. Then coral frags. I'm going to put a cupboard here on the end, kind of so I can process, you know, coral orders or saltwater fish or even freshwater fish. The water table is going to be right here in the middle, which the water table is going to have the same type of light rack system. It's going to be done a little bit differently because we have that aluminum rack. Then we're going to have that tank, which is 3 feet wide, 8 feet long. It's a little bit longer than these tanks. Then this is going to be the only exposed side of the frag rack. So right here, what I was thinking about doing was kind of tying in the slat board like we have here and putting it on the end cap, building that out a little bit, making it flush, and then putting in slat board so I can have, you know, some shelving like I have here on my retail racks. But that's still kind of up in the air. Underneath, one tank will have a sump, the other one will not. It'll be plumbed into the other sump. And then on this side, we're going to have another table built in. It's going to be a 2-tier table, and what I'm going to have here is live foods for, you know, the customers to buy. They can kind of mix and match their own thing. So That's what we're going to be doing with these systems. Where they sit now is where they're going to be when I open, at least. If I decide down the road that this setup doesn't work for me, I at least have the ability to make some changes using the lag bolts and the screws. So a lot of thought. We took our time, talked through stuff, kind of figured it out. Very happy with the way these came out, the way that they look. And I think once, you know, I put a little putty to them and some sanding and then some paint, so tired of painting, these are going to look absolutely amazing. And I'm still needing to buy stuff, so I got to go buy a sheet of plywood for tomorrow, because we're going to work on the water storage system, which we're going to be putting on this wall right here. Waiting on the fish system for saltwater fish over here. That is a commercial system that I bought. And tomorrow we get the delivery for the fresh water system. So making some progress. Today there's 27 days left until I officially open the store. Hopefully, as long as I get the okay from the fire department and the code enforcer for the town of Topsom. So a lot of great things going on today. Feel like I made some good progress. Got a couple of accounts set up. Got the stands in place where I'm going to have them. Got the light rack going. Very, very pumped about the progress that we made today. And we now officially, as you guys are watching this video, have 26 days till open. Let's get it.